Well, welcome to a special edition of the Main Street Sports Show. This is the live stream STL Best Moments of 2024. Ray Halbrook here from live stream STL Media. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day here today as we wrap up our 2024 season, and we call it a year. What a year it's been. And you'll notice that we have here, right here is our wonderful fireside look here. We love that on the TVs here. But, I normally do this with my partner here. You see him in the picture here. That's Jeff Whitener. And he couldn't be with us here live, but we worked out to get a deal here where we could set him up here virtually. So, Jeff Whitener, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Ray. Happy to be a part of the broadcast. Having a little fireside chat here today. As we go over and recap the 2024 season and talk about some of our favorite moments. I'm ready to go. I noticed we both have our sweaters on and our nice long holiday beards going. And
Yes,
I've
we do.
got a nice hot beverage to cozy up here with some highlights. So we're ready to roll.
Absolutely. And, we would not be remiss if we hadn't just started with you here. So we might as well just start with you for the very first highlight of 2024. Your favorite highlight is?
Wow, Ray, there were so many last year on the high school, the collegiate, and the professional levels, but probably for its significance, for the atmosphere, for the excitement, I have to go with the St. Louis Slam game that was played in the summertime. The St. Louis Slam regular season victory over the Boston Renegades that was played at St. Louis University High School. That game itself, the Slam were going up against a team that had been undefeated for 27 straight games and had won 5 straight national championships, world championships, really, in women's professional football. And it was an amazing game to be there and be a part of. I was supposed to be the sideline reporter for that game, if you remember, and
I do.
the Boston Renegade bench was protesting that we were setting up and recording spots behind their bench, and they raised such a stink about it that I just went ahead and went on and collected notes and did some things for that nature. But what an atmosphere that was, and what a great game for the Slam to break through with a 36-27 victory, Ray.
Yeah, story within the story there. Some of the behind the scenes things that we deal with are pretty uncanny at times, but lots of fun, and yeah, definitely a statement game for the St. Louis Slam. Ends up springboarding them into going basically undefeated throughout the 2024 season and a national championship as well. So
Right.
fun one, and appreciate that pick there, Jeff. Why'd you feel like you wanted to pick that particular game?
I just felt like for the Slam, it was a statement game. They served notice to Boston in that game, and that kind of put the final nail eventually when they went on again to face Boston in the World Championship game in Ohio. That was starting to put it this way, they set the nail in the coffin, and in the World Championship game, they hammered that coffin home in the era of Boston's domination of the league. This game, Jamie Gall went 12 for 23. She threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jada Humphrey, the dynamic running back, she was 23 for 128 yards and a touchdown. Carrie McMahon, their second season only, who went on to become the eventual World Championship MVP, 2 touchdowns in that game, 3 catches for 54 yards. Just a dynamic effort all around, and it was, you could tell, right, that was the game that we knew something special was going to happen for the season.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here are some of the highlights from that particular day. Good evening and welcome to St. Louis Slam football on live stream STL. We're live from St. Louis University High School in St. Louis, Missouri. Home today to the St. Louis Slam. They're going to be taking on the Boston Renegades. Ray Halbrook, Drake Beekman, Tanner Hendrickson. We are in the lights big time. We're going to wait for the sun to go down, but everything's going to be real good at this point. But big game here for the Slam. Redemption time, you hope. And we're not going to mess around. We're going to get started right away here, Tanner.
First and goal, the snap. They're going to hand this one off. Running towards the right side, trying to get the edge. Lowers the shoulder. Got blasted near the goal line. Is she in? It's a touchdown for the Slam. 5-yard rushing touchdown for Christy Burkett. And St. Louis responds right back and makes it 20-14 with 7:43 to go in the first half. Humphrey is in the backfield now behind Gall. Snap. And it's play action again. Rolling towards the right. Gall's going to keep it. Tucks it in. She scores. Gall on play action, wraps around towards the far side, dodges one tackler, and rushes in for a 2-yard touchdown, and the Slam lead it 28-14 with 12:06 to go in the third. Renegades piling up that box, as you said. Snap to Gall, play action. Gall's going to roll towards the near side. She's going to throw on the run. The catch is made, falling forward for a St. Louis Slam touchdown as the pass is completed. I believe that's Smith that scores, and the Slam with a big response will open this back up to a 35-27 lead with 10:13 to go.
Huge weight off the shoulders for the Slam there. If there was a time to do that play action, it was right there. Everyone got sold on the fake run. Gall rolls out to her right like she's done so many times so far tonight. Finds Smith just a few yards away from the end zone, and she's able to pile herself in there.
You can see the Slam fans are extremely happy as the Boston fans start walking back to their cars as Gall takes one more knee. The clock will just tick down to zeros to make it official. The St. Louis Slam will get their sweet, sweet revenge on a hot summer night here in May, and they are able to take down the Boston Renegades by a final score of 36-27, and they are building significant momentum as we reach the midway point of the season. They are 4-0 and feel like a team that could be championship bound.
And we are back here, and we have none other than the brand new Daddy-O. Drake Beekman has jumped in on the television below us here. Hey, Beeks, how's it going, my friend?
It's going good. Like you said, yeah, just had a baby on December 7th. Completely changed my life for the absolute best. Just trying to survive with all that as of right now. But yeah, life is good. Happy to talk to you guys and, kind of catch back up a little bit here. But yeah, everything's going great. Good to see you guys too.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about what your thoughts were on the 2024 season as a whole, and then let's talk about the particular pick that you picked for the 24 season here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an absolute honor to be around for it. To be honest with you, I started with you guys in October 23, producing and doing camera stuff, and then eventually starting to do announcing stuff, which is kind of my bucket list dream, right? So just very thankful and happy to be a part of it all, and not only that, get to call and be a part of some pretty cool sporting events and competitions too. It's been a pretty fun year for me for sure.
So tell us why you chose the particular pick that you did.
Well, so I have an honorable mention before I get into my pick, and that is week 1 of the high school season this year between Herculaneum and Windsor. Got the brand new turf field at Herculaneum. It was an absolute great game. Came down to the wire. It was the first football game that I got to kind of take charge of, be the main guy for. So that's always going to kind of have a special spot in my heart. But I think my pick this year, I think Jeff was at the game too. I could be wrong. I was in the middle of the summer. It was during the Women's Football League when the Boston Renegades came to town and St. Louis got to beat them for the first time. They lost to them in the final the year before. They ended up winning the championship at the very end of this season, which was awesome. And I think that it broke Boston's 53-54 game winning streak or something like that. They've been on an absolute tear for multiple seasons. So being able to see them come in and get the L from the old St. Louis Slam was pretty special and pretty cool to be a part of for sure.
Yeah, that was my pick as well, Drake. It was a situation that, and I was talking to Ray before, where during the process of that game, and you could see that St. Louis was going to win, and they were really dominating on both sides of the ball. You could see that they were ready to end the Renegades' reign at the top of this league and how they had dominated, and you could tell that we were on our way to a pretty special season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was an absolute great game too. I think there were a couple of injuries for Boston at the time, so that might have played into St. Louis's hands a little bit, but you got to play who you're up against. So getting that win there was pretty special. And as a St. Louis guy, getting to be in the booth with Tanner Hendrickson, who's a part of the radio station here in St. Louis, that was pretty fun too. Getting to meet him for the first time and kind of doing a game together with him was pretty special. Overall, just a pretty special night. I think the only thing that could have maybe put a wrench in the whole thing was the Wi-Fi was giving Ray some fits there to start.
Let's don't talk about
we might
that
not
right
have
now.
even been able to broadcast the game, and it was a barn burner. So glad that all of that went through and everything worked out on that.
You had to remind me on that one there because we had to basically set up a ton of like hamsters on a wheel, and it was crazy, but we pulled it off. So here it is. Here's Tanner's pick. I'm sorry, Drake's pick.
Line drive. Off! Home run! And we are tied. That's a big score. High fly ball. Deep right center. Gone! Good night, Dolly Gray. Another scoring big with an APB Storage home run. High fly ball. Are you kidding me? Score big with an APB Storage home run.
Oh, you don't know what to do.
No, I don't. Line drive to right center. Gone!
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me, Coach?
I ask you, would she? Pardon me, score big with the APB Storage home run. I was asking for a friend. I never got an answer, but I saw your wheels turning, thinking maybe.
And here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to center field. Back goes Hochstadter, and that ball is out of here. Sammy Huck with her third hit. It's a home run. It's an APB Storage home run. Scoring big with APB Storage. Next pitch. Swinging a fly ball to center field. Back goes Hochstadter. That ball is out of here. A 2-run shot by Cameron Sharp. She scores big herself with an APB Storage home run. Next pitch, swinging a fly ball to left field. Back goes Crawley, and you can forget about that one. Consolino gets herself on the scoreboard with an APB Storage home run, adding 2 more runs to the Vikings total, making it a 17-5 ball game in the bottom of the third.
It's time now to talk to B-Cap. Mr. B-Cap, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. Just excited to be here. A little warm by the fire, but I'll take it.
You are a little warm. You got 2 fires right next to you. How about that? Yeah. Love it. Well, tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the 2024 year as a whole, and then we'll let you talk about your particular picks. So let's start with the 2024 season.
I mean, man, where do I start? I was kind of a newbie still. I had started just previous in the football season. This was kind of like my first full run through, I guess, was this year, and trying to reflect. I mean, one of the best things for me, it's always just the team. I love working with the team, and we got a great group of guys that just kind of hang around. And then, Mrs. Livestream there always chiming in with her camera work occasionally for us, helps out tremendously. And so for me, just looking back, I mean, there were so many good games. I just completely enjoyed, all the sports. I mean, being a big baseball guy, there was nothing more fun than getting into the high school level, watching some really good games, saw some great pitching matchups. And then for me, what I found fascinating was just my love for the girls basketball program. I didn't really think I would enjoy it as much as I did, but getting in on that and getting to see some marvelous ladies play not only at the high school level, but the junior college level, just really enjoyed being a part of Jefferson College basketball and kind of seeing the run that the ladies went on, as well as, getting to be a part of the relaunch of the men's program there was just a blast all season long for that. And again, just being a part of the team, being able to go out at Eureka this year and kind of take a step of faith and learn how to do production a little bit. Yeah, that kind of scared me. But hey, I jumped in and it was a blast, man. And so So 2024 for me was a lot of firsts. Never had done this before, but you guys graciously let me jump in and would give me good feedback and said, you know what, keep going at it. And I just, again, the best thing for me is just being around the team and getting to cover some great athletes here in the local area.
Yeah, man. I mean, the bringing you in here has definitely been a huge plus, and we appreciate it. Tell you from the bottom of my heart that you and Drake helping us, triple the output for football, especially this season. But we're hoping to add more to that as well. But tell us why you picked the particular pick for the 2024 year.
And it was a tough one. I really loved the American Legion regional tournament we did in baseball, but there's just nothing quite like state semifinal football in the snow. And I just couldn't get past that. Just having the opportunity to really call a game. I mean, not only was it the drive getting up there because we were going in snow the whole time, but once we got there, just seeing the field blanketed, seeing the fans come together in Warrenton just to kind of scrape the field. And then not only that, I mean, just the caliber of game that we got to watch between Festus and Warrenton coming down to that final play. I mean, what more could you ask for a team that hadn't really gone to the finals in a long, long time? Probably even, I can't remember, might have been the first time they had really made it that far. But to be able to see them perform in that way, and then, like I said, coming down to a final play, couldn't have asked for a better, classic game than, again, trip to the finals on the line. It's in full snow, and you just got to play your heart out.
Yeah, it was a situation where watching at home and just seeing everything, not only that you guys went through to be able to broadcast the game, but once you got on the air, the way that the players and I was really struck, and I'm glad that you mentioned this, how the fans sort of came together. I thought that, at least from my vantage point, Warrenton were great hosts. I saw a lot of sportsmanship on both teams, and it's a shame that one team had to lose. But what a great game, and really, really proud that Livestream was there to cover that, and it was really a feather in the cap to you guys for being able to pull that off.
And here's that particular clip for semifinal championship game here. Ray Halbrook and Brian Kaplinger. It is a cold one. It is a snowy one out here, and but it's going to be a fun day here for some semifinal state championship semifinal football here at Warrenton here, Brian.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a really good matchup here. You've got the visiting Festus Tigers coming in 10-2 off their big win against Gateway, getting to this point, first time since 2000 they've been in the state semifinal run, and so got a huge opportunity ahead of them.
It's a doggone shame, isn't it?
Right. You would love to get those extra couple of yards. This time they're going to hand it off to Shermer. He's kind of got the edge. Good block by Lacey, and Shermer is into the end zone for Festus. No flags on the play, so it'll stand. A 7-yard touchdown run for Mason Shermer. Kind of balanced out as far as receivers as Smith drops back. He's going to look to take a shot. He's going to throw it down the sideline to Lacey. Lacey makes the catch, keeps his feet, and he's going to walk into the end zone, as it looked like Austin White was a little baffled by the throw there, didn't kind of see it. Trey Lacey doing a great job of finding the football, keeping his balance. And Smith going to keep it. He pulls it. He's got space, and up the middle for a touchdown is Essian Smith, his first of the afternoon. And Festus is taking command of this game as now they jump out ahead 20-7.
Here's the game, folks.
They're going to look to pass. It's a pump fake. He's got Thompson towards the end zone. The ball's batted in the air, and it hits the ground. Festus is going to be headed to the state finals right there. What a play call. Haas put it up there for Thompson, but a good play, as I believe that was Edwards who batted the ball up in the air. It looked like another player was going to have a chance at it, but it falls to the turf. And there it is, the kneel out. Festus will head off the field and celebrate here in Warrenton as they are headed to face Lutheran North for the Class 4 state finals at Faroe Field in Columbia. See, the Snow Angels are out for Festus right here as they celebrate once again the semifinal victory over the Warrington Warriors as they're going to hold on 21-16. And man, what a game. A lot of credit to this coaching staff and the Festus Tiger players.
Here with Coach Woody. Coach Woody, how you doing, my friend?
Hello, kids.
Hello,
I'm
kids.
great.
I love it. I love it. My friend, tell us a little bit about your thoughts about the 2024 season.
It never ends up going longer than you would hope.
Yeah.
Get beat out in a certain level of the playoffs.
Yeah.
But this past year with Jeffco Sports in particular, it was the most fun I've had, and the last 3 years with Jeffco Sports have been a blast. But there was one moment for me that I happened to see coming early in the game. Normally, I don't see no-hitters coming. I watched a high school no-hitter go for 5 or 6 innings before I realized it. But in this particular case, after a couple innings, I'm like, oh, buddy, we got something cooking here. We go 4 innings, and it got more intense, and I would turn to Ray, who was producing, and I turn to him and I go, if you know what's going on, keep your mouth shut. Because Ray ruined it one time. They say that old jinx, don't sit by the pitcher if he's throwing a no-no.
That's right. That's right.
Don't bring it up on the air if the team you're rooting for or working with has got something going. Well, Ray never said a word. Well, it got to be the 6th inning. Sammy Huck, the outstanding hurler for Jeffco softball, had a perfect game going. Now, keep in mind, this wasn't a fluke because Sammy Huck was a nationally ranked junior college pitcher. So we would see constantly outstanding appearances in the circle from her.
Right.
But this day was a little different. She was dominating like Genghis Khan. Anyway, 5 or 6 innings, she's got a perfect game cooking, and I'm getting more and more exciting with every pitch. I was working myself into a lather. She throws a 3-2 fastball. No, she threw a 2-2 fastball just off the plate that the umpire had been calling a strike all day. He calls it a ball. It was just off the plate. But if you're consistent and you're good, most umpires will give you that pitch because you've been there all day.
Right.
He didn't. It ran the count 3-2. Perfect game intact. 3-2 on the hitter. 2 out. 7th inning. She throws a pitch outside edge on the white, not the black, on the white. He calls it ball 4. I almost jumped out of the press box in disbelief and, secondly, in disgust.
Yeah.
Because this particular umpire I have known for years because he was doing Slava games when I was coaching in Slava years ago. And he had issues then. Well, he called it ball 4. Gone is the perfect game. I was mortified. She struck out the next hitter to end the game. Of course, Jeffco got a win. I kept my calm. And I said, this game should have been over one batter ago.
Yep.
And I'll make no bones about it, folks. A lot of umpires, when a game is out of hand, which this game was, I believe it was a lopsided score on Jeffco's part, they want to get the game over with.
Sure.
No need to prolong it. This particular team was not even close to touching Sammy Huck.
Yeah.
He could have ended the ball game, gone home. He called a perfect pitch, a ball to prolong the game, one more hitter, and end the perfect game. But that was the highlight of my broadcast year last year, even with all the things that we've done, the sports and everything else. That was the highlight of my year.
Yeah, fun year, and always fun when we got Coach Woody behind the mic. So you never know what you're going to get with Coach Woody, but he definitely keeps you on your toes.
But and you're right, and I think it makes, I know it makes it fun for us in the broadcast booth because they're, geez Louise, how much laughter and jocularity and the obligatory fingers to the nose brow that happens behind the cameras. I've even had public address announcers look over at me and just, oh my gosh, they, because they can hear my big mouth because they're in close proximity.
That's great.
But we do have some fun, and I think it's just the way I am, but we bring fun to the broadcast.
Absolutely.
Every day.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way, Coach. And I appreciate you for the past 2, 3, 4 years, however long you've been with us. I can't even remember. It's been about 3 years, I guess.
Yep. We're getting ready to start our 4th year now.
There you go.
Together.
There you go. Wouldn't have it any other way, Coach.
No, absolutely not. I'm ready to go. I'm taking extra vitamins, the whole bit.
There you go. There you go. Appreciate you, and can't wait to see you back here for 2025.
Bingo. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it, brother.
Coach Woody Gardner.
And a good heads-up play there by Kessler at first on that last play. If the batter's not going to run, see if it's going to come back fair, because that would have been an easy out right there.
And there's an off-speed pitch on the outside edge. Every time we watch Sammy pitch, she goes away from these hitters, and a lot of them won't go away with her, and they take that pitch on the corner. Strike 3. As I just said, she goes away, they don't go with her.
This Region 16 conference is a battle.
Swung on and missed. She chased the ball down. So Huck strikes out the side. We go to
Houghton watches one on the outer half. Going to be strikeout number 7 for Huck, 2 out. Making it tough to make contact. Same pitch, same result, a swinging strike.
Nobody, not even Paul Goldschmidt, can hit a pitch right there because you have to swing up at it. And
aces that one high for the swinging strikeout. That's going to retire the side. So
put that dark pitch in.
Here it comes.
Put the dark ball in there. 3-2 delivery by Huck. 2 down. Walked her.
My.
Folks, as much as it pains me to say it, there goes the perfect game for Sammy Huck.
That's right. Had retired everybody she had seen via the strikeout, a line out, and a ground out.
There it is.
Struck her out.
So there you go, right there on that one. 13 strikeouts on the day, no hitter for Sammy Huck.
Let's take a look at one of our other announcers here, and we have Mr. Matt Bates. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, gentlemen. Thank you for the for the time and allowing me to come in and give some thoughts on the 2024 campaign and best moment in general and all that. But I mean, when you look at what we do, guys, start to finish, we cover high school athletics, we cover junior college, universities, we cover professional athletes, and we run the gamut on area activities, and it's just a pleasure to be with you guys as long as I have, and as I've said, five parts of 5 decades behind the microphone, and glad that we're able to get the word out, and great with the crews that we have along. And so just to be a mouthpiece for you guys, it's an honor, and glad for the opportunity. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. And you've got a pretty unique choice here. So let us in on your pick here, Matt.
Because I got to give some love to the women on the Women's Tackle Football League, the St. Louis Slam. I had to go with the Slam versus Cali War game, the round 1 playoff game, because that was the last game that I was able to do for the Slam as they won their next game, the round 2 game, and then National Rights had the championship game out there at Canton. And when you look back at what we've been able to do, and I say we as Livestream STL for this professional women's tackle football league, that this is their 5th championship. That, really, if you asked anybody in the area, they have no clue who these ladies are, much less the fact that they've won their 5th championship. But the biggest of the bigs, this was their first in their quote unquote Division 1 league. And beating a Boston Renegades team twice in one season, much less the first win where they broke a 42-game win streak from the Renegades, was one thing. But then, as they say, beating your opponent twice in a season is one of the tougher things to do. And
that game in particular, I remember, and I'm sure you do, for running back Jada Humphrey just sort of taking over. She ended up, I think, with 148 all-purpose yards in that game, and it was split almost right down the middle between passing and running.
This was a game that I think I had said multiple times during the game and even at the end whenever we were concluding. This wasn't like the prettiest of Slam wins that you're ever going to see on film. But in the playoffs, and as I said, Jeff, when it comes to do or die, you win, you stick around, you lose, you go home. They don't care what the score is. It ain't pretty. You don't get style point victories. You get wins and you get losses. And they, again, 28-6 at one point. That game was, 7-6. I mean, it was nail biting stuff. Had Cali not missed, their extra point opportunity. But the Slam just showed why they were dominant. Gall didn't have her best game, but she finishes 16 of 32, 248. Had close to a touchdown. She hits McMahon for 48 yards when they only had 49 yards to go. So one of Humphrey's touchdowns came on the remainder of that 1 yard a miss by McMahon, who, by the way, being the MVP of that championship game, her uniform and the game ball, that is all sitting in the Pro Football Hall of Fame out there in Canton, Ohio.
Good evening and welcome to St. Louis Slam Football on Livestream STL. We are live from St. Mary's High School in St. Louis, Missouri, home to the St. Louis Slam. They are going to be taking on the first round of the playoffs, the Cali War from California. Ray Halbrook, Matthew Bates. Matthew, another fun one here, and we are here for the playoffs, my friend.
Round 1, the semifinals, features the St. Louis Slam at home 6-0 against the Cali War, the number 4 seed. They are 5-1. So here it is, big 4th down play. Snap back to Gall. Looking for block, doesn't get her, being hounded, fighting for the ball in the end zone. There's a touchdown. The price is right on this one. Danielle Price. See how many more touchdowns we can give the Slam here. Here's Humphrey. She goes in. Give her 6 now. The official signal is up. The hands are up. And that's another 6 points on the board. Jada Humphrey, 1 yard TD run. So here's Gall. 2 wide receivers in front of us. Drops back, goes out in the flat up top to Humphrey. Humphrey stops, shakes, bakes at the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Looking for a flag, brought down. Touchdown. Give her 6. Jada Humphrey just out of the backfield, shakes, bakes, navigates her way down. Nearest us, that's Skinner, the lone receiver up top. Inside handoff, Humphrey breaks through the crowd, give her 6 from 6 yards out. Sees the St. Louis Slam as they slam the door on the Cali War. 28-6, all zeros have hit the clock. We come back, and what a night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and the reason you've got me speaking at the moment is because next up is our very own Ray Halbrook. And Ray's probably seen more games than all the rest of us, obviously, in his producing duties and being able to observe what's going on. And Ray, I know that you've picked out a special game to share with us. And why don't you talk a little bit about that, if you would, please?
Absolutely, sir. Appreciate it. We've covered American Legion baseball for 5 years, and that first year, super special. We saw Festus 253 make it all the way to the World Series out in Shelby, North Carolina. Was a very magical year. But this particular year, we were able to have the privilege to talk talk into the Washington Post. I'm trying to think. I think they're 416 or 419 or something like that. I think it's 416. But Washington, they were hosting not the World Series, but it's the tournament just before the World Series, which is the Mid-South Regional, which is our particular region here. And we covered the Mid-South region that first year with Festus out in Hastings, Nebraska. It was a fun trip, amazing time, and great baseball. But this particular one, we were covering the entire tournament, which I believe turned into somewhere around 9 to 12 games. I think it was close to 12 games total. But there's a couple particular games in that tournament that were just magical, and we saw not one but two no hitters, and one was a no hitter that basically punched a ticket for one of the teams there to end up into the championship game the next day. And I'm not kidding you when I say this. It was some of the best high school baseball pitching that I've seen, bar none. I mean, just absolute bulldogs on the mound. And just a special weekend. And I was able to actually do the game with one of our good friends, Michael Wagon Connect. We call him Wags over up north. He lives up in O'Fallon, but good guy, and he's now on to bigger and better things, doing some things for ESPN and whatnot. But just an amazing time, and he had never done a no hitter as well, so it was just kind of a super duper special time for both me and him, and just an amazing weekend, an amazing tournament.
Yeah, people don't realize the amount of time and effort that your baseball, softball athletes put in. Year-round training nowadays, year-round, indoor facilities available with some incredible technology that they're able to use, and people they like to sleep on Legion baseball a little bit nowadays.
Yeah.
All these club teams, these preferred teams, hand-picked teams,
Yeah.
tryout teams, that encompass travel ball, but there is something so pure about Legion baseball. And once you get to that level in that Mid-South region, I will put the quality of these guys up against anybody else on these travel ball teams, Ray. These are some very highly skilled players that are going on to college and doing bigger and better things. And you were privileged to see some great games out there, including the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just reverberate exactly what you say there. Put these kids up against any travel team. I don't care if it's Perfect Game. I don't care if it's GMB. I don't care what it is. Game 7. These kids will play with them, and it's just special to see. Especially this particular Legion League has been around for so many years, but it has just such an amazing tradition. But to me, they truly play, and it's not knocking any of the other divisions and whatnot, but they truly play a little differently. They truly play for as a team, and they're playing for that particular Legion post. And it's been like that for years, and it's been an amazing tradition. And really hoping that this particular Legion League sticks around for a ton of years to come, because it really is a special league.
Yes, sir.
So here is my pick here and my moment for 2024.
Number 32, Owen Ruge.
You ready for this, Coach?
Bring it.
He's pitched 5 scoreless innings on the season. You talk about coming into a clutch situation right here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, winning run, stands 90 feet away, and you're called on to get the hitter.
Stepping in, Cam Casso. He's 0 for 4. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning of a no-score game. Ball 1. Owen bringing a little fuzz here, Brian.
Hey, not shy of pumping it in there.
Ball 2. Everybody standing on the Ellsbury bench, likewise on the Kansas bench. Leans back from ball 3. Are you kidding me?
Tough way to end it. Walk off walk. Ellsbury isn't gonna matter to them. They rush the field.
Both head coaches really trying to implore their teams to just get themselves back to normalcy. Is a big cut there and a strikeout swinging. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cade Bryant. He has faced the minimum so far. And the winner of this team will move on to face Tupelo, Mississippi in the championship game. Big swing and a miss there as Ruffner tried to put that one out of the park. And another 1-2-3 inning for Cade Bryant. Bryant is 1 pitch away. Hank Penfield has flown out twice today. Looking to extend this one out. Coker takes his short lead off of first. Bryant gets his sign. Checks it first. He delivers. Strike 3 called, and it's a no-hitter to send his team to a championship game. Cade Bryant bears down and throws the game of his life to send his team to a title opportunity.
Great statement to not only beat Mississippi last night, but then come in here and pitch a no-hitter. Unbelievable. It's now time for our last announcer. And we bring in none other than the Freak of Speak, Scott the Freak Lotta. Scotty, my friend, how are you?
Howdy, and a fine 2024 it has been.
It has been. Tell us a little bit about your 2024 for Livestream STL, Scotty.
Well, I wish I would have known that we were going this close. Okay. Obviously, we covered, the basketball season, myself personally. Most of that was Hiltonsboro, the wave of that for the spring. The summer, I summer, in Cape Cod and such, but, drop back in for the fall to get into some football. But, it's been a fun year, and, we got to see these young athletes perform and gotten to have some pretty cool moments.
Agreed. Tell us why you chose your particular moment for this season.
Well, whenever you were putting together, this concept for the show, I was like, that's kind of tough. There's been some really good action. And obviously, the Frisk family is what it is, and they are spearheaded, if you will, by Cooper Frisk. And the St. Vincent's game kind of really jumped to the forefront. I mean, at first I was going to say the Grandview Herky game just to kind of get your goat, but but then I was like, no. I mean, if I'm being truly honest, that was kind of like the standout game of the fall for me was the Cooper Frisk, the punt, pass, and kick competition that he put on against the St. Vincent Indians. Obviously, they did not come out on top. Jefferson were speaking, but that kid and his team put on a valiant effort, and it was just fun to call and watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Scotty, it's rare to have a game like that where you see one player sort of dominate everything as far as a team's offense and special teams, but still to lose, eventually losing that game 51-35. I don't believe that anyone else put up 35 against St. Vincent all season in the regular season besides Jefferson, and of course, the Indians would go on to be the Class 1 state runners up, losing the championship game, but on the 25th of October. But yeah, a great choice, and we talk about that a little bit here. Frisk had 218 rushing yards in that game and 3 touchdowns. He threw for 165 yards with 2 touchdowns. And you mentioned his putting. He finished the season with over 1,300 total yards and 1,200 passing yards. He ran for 17 touchdowns. He threw for 14 touchdowns. He was named the Quad Conference Athlete of the Year. The athlete is a position that they put in there because they're not sure where to put somebody who has all these different skills. So they sort of added that position a few years back. So Athlete of the Year, probably apropos for someone like Cooper Frisk. But as you mentioned, he was also the state Class 2 second team punter. So it's truly a kid who could do it all. And now currently plying the hardwood for the Jefferson Blue Jays basketball team as a point guard.
Fadeaway 3. Swish.
There you have it, Scotty. And here's the particular clip that Scotty's talking about. Well, good evening and welcome to Friday Night Blitz on Livestream STL. We are starting a little early here. The St. Vincent Indians are going to be taking on the Jefferson Blue Jays.
Snap, drop back. He's got good protection, throws it wide open. He's going to take it all the way in. Touchdown, Weiss. How about that? Landon Weiss. Give him a 10-yard touchdown.
We're at Hillsboro. We're at Crystal City and right here.
Keeper by Frisk. Breaks out to the right side. Left side. Down the sideline. He's got one man to beat. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Frisk, 43 yards. Man in motion. Frisk is going to keep it. And he is thrust forward into the end zone. Touchdown as time expires in the first half. So 1 yard run for Cooper Frisk. Frisk. Empty backfield. Keeper off the right side. Same thing. Trying to get to the corner. And he just dances into the end zone. Easy. Made it look easy, did Cooper Frisk. 11-yard run. Options for Hafner to go out to the left. He's got him in the flat. There's a whole jailbreak. He somehow gets away. He's going to throw it downfield. And he gets it to number 11. He's going to take it to the house. Wow. Wow. Credit Cooper Frisk. Logan Van Even is the recipient, and wow, 60-yard touchdown pass.
Well, that wraps up our special presentation of Main Street Sports, our live stream STL Best Moments of 2024. We appreciate everybody being around here all year long. Tons and tons of fans and family members and grandmas and grandpas and just fans in general. And we super appreciate it. We've got a ton of stuff coming up here in 2025. And we just are excited to be able to share with you, hopefully here in a little bit here, Jeff.
Well, exactly, Ray, and you talked about it off the air. 2024 is a great year for us as far as growth and expansion of the products that we produce here at Livestream STL. But the buzzword, as you mentioned, for 2025, blast off. Yep. And looking ahead to 2025, like you said, we've got some exciting things in store. We're going to continue to give you the best live coverage of high school, college, professional sports in our area. We're going to continue to expand our shows and podcasts, as well as cover other community events that are important to us. Now, we do have some big surprises in store. We have that we can't talk about just yet, that I'm sure you'll be sharing later on. Yep. But I want to mention, Ray, we couldn't do this without any of the folks here watching. You want to thank the players, the coaches, the administrators, officials, parents, fans for continuing to support our mission of shining a light on the young people. We want to thank also our producers, all of the wonderful talent that have spoken on the show tonight, but our producers, all of our wonderful camera people. Some of whom have been with us from the very beginning and for a few years now. But most importantly, obviously, we want to thank our sponsors too. They're the ones that help us pay the bills so that we can continue to do what we love. 2024 is a great year for us. We're just getting started, but stay tuned to what we have in store for you all next.
Absolutely. For Ray Halbrook, for Jeff Whitener, all of us here at Livestream STL and Main Street Sports, we want to say so long. We will see you in 2025.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Thanks for watching today's broadcast. Any unauthorized use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Livestream STL is strictly prohibited.